Hello everybody and welcome back to, well, one of my weirder videos probably. Since someone of you asked me to build a Stormtrooper helmet, I thought, yeah, why the hell not? And yes, it's actually working. There is just a slight problem, and that being, since I'm using some of the Mark II parts and some wings, the aerodynamics are all over the place, and yep, basically this happens. So this thing is far from stable in an atmosphere as thick as Kerbal, as you can see here. But at least the view out of one of the two cockpits is, well, interesting, to put it that way. However, I don't think I'm ever going to get this thing off into the, well, out of the atmosphere in a safe way without another vehicle pushing it. It has 4,000 meters per second of delta V, so it should be able to orbit on its own. However, yeah, there are also some other problems I encountered during building it, as you can see here, but those quirks were all ironed out, and now I got the thing inside a fairing, and I'm going to get this thing up into orbit. So I'm just using one stage to push this up into the atmosphere where I can fly it on its own, where the air resistance is not that high. There we go, decoupling, exploding, and why are you spinning again? I don't like you spinning. And yeah, the trick here is trying to find the probe core which points up, so I can really control it well, because if I would control it from one of the cockpits, it would not work that good. Okay, I guess I found it. It looks right now, and let's try to fire up those engines again and maybe not crash back down on the ground again. Okay, this is looking stable now. We're up over 30 kilometers above the surface, so the air resistance is still there. We're still getting dragged down a bit, but it's way lower than down at sea level, so yeah, we're going to make orbit with this. So now that we have our prograde vector above the horizon, so to speak, we can manage to get our apoapse at higher than 70 kilometers. Yes, and we have illumination. Look at that, it's a flying head, or helmet, because it's empty. Apart from engines and other stuff. And here we are at our circularization burn. There we go, looking good, we are safe in orbit. Next stop, Minmus. Why, you may ask? Well, this thing, since it has 4,000 meters per second of delta V, it can go interplanetary. But in order to do that, we have to fill up the tanks, so to speak. And since Minmus is basically the fuel station of the Kerbal system, we're going to land here and fill her up. Okay, I'm using Kerbal Engineer for the suicide burn. You can see the readouts on the right showing me at what height I should start my maximum thrust burn so I won't crash into the surface. I'm doing it with a bit of a safety margin. And since Minmus has such low gravity, this is easy as a breeze. There we go. We landed ahead on a small planet, which reminds me a bit of Unicron from the Transformers series. Don't know if you guys remember that, but Unicron was a severed head floating around space and then attaching itself to, well, Cybertron? Yeah, Cybertron, that's what the planet was called, and then the entire planet transformed into a gigantic robot. And of course the Transformers had to fight it, and yeah, I think it... Did it transform back into a planet? I don't know. I can't remember. So many decades ago. Okay, we are now drilling for fuel. We have drilled for fuel. The tanks are full, and we'll retract the guardrails. And let's also test some of the crew exit capabilities. Let's just see if the hatch is working. Yes, everything fine. Let's take a nice little stroll around Minmus. There we go, jetting around the green ice moon. Okay, let's have a look from inside the cockpit at our colleague. There he is! And there he falls. Boom! But yeah, he's safe. Well, he looks safe. Is he safe? Let's find out. Okay, of course he's safe. So yeah, I'm not going to do a lot with this. It's just kind of an exercise in, can I build a flying Stormtrooper helmet? And does it at least look a bit like a real one? And I think I managed somehow. And yeah, apart from, well, Kerbal and probably Lathe as well, this thing can land on pretty much anything. So yes, you could take it to Tylo, for instance. And yeah, so that's basically it. Normal service with the Gargantua series is going to be resumed very soon. So thanks for watching. Goodbye.